Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. Can you guys believe it? It's almost October. Berlin Marathon is this weekend. Chicago Marathon is 2 weeks after that. This year is flying by. Summer is over, guys. Hopefully, you guys are getting some nice fall weather now. And pretty soon, we're going to be talking about some winter weather and winter running and all sorts of stuff like that. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Sorry, guys. Everything got nudged. Things get moved around. Everything's off center. I don't know what's going on here. We'll figure it out. But today, we're not going to do an unboxing. Although a really fun package came in today. I think that I'm so excited about the package that came in. I'm not even going to unbox it for you guys because I want to use it tomorrow. I don't want to wait. Sorry. But we're not going to do an unboxing today anyway, because I didn't go to the P.O. Box place to go get that package. But instead, we're going to play a game. We're going to try it out. It's something new. It's called How Many Likes? I feel like this is one of those games. Not a lot of the games are very visual, but I feel like today's game, the people that are listening on audio only version on the podcast, you guys are going to be able to play along really well. I think so. How fun it is, I'm not sure. We're going to try it out. I think it's going to be super fun because I've had a premise for a long time that I just feel like a lot of pro athletes in the running space are just overthinking it when it comes to their social media obligations. They all complain about their social media obligations, and I get it. It's not what you probably signed up for. Although if you've become a pro in the last couple of years, you signed up for this. But if you've been a pro for a long time, it didn't exist when you were, coming up through the ranks. So this is something new. It's different. It's not a running skill, but it is something that's really important, social media. But we're going to play a game called How Many Likes? And I'm going to show you a post from a pro athlete, because this is a pro edition. It's a pro athlete, something that they posted within the last 3 days. And if I can remember, I'll tell you how many days ago it was posted. And you have to guess how many likes it has. And I'll try my best to explain it to you. So hopefully that'll be fun. We'll see. If it's fun, we'll have other editions. We'll do like influencer edition, YouTuber edition. We'll do stuff like that. But today we'll start with the pros. Before we do that, let's formally say hi and welcome everyone listening on the podcast, on the audio only version. Hopefully you're having a good run. This is the number 50 today. This podcast, thanks to you guys, it's the number 51 running podcast in the United States based on Apple Music downloads on Chartable. So there's that. Thanks to you guys. And for everyone else watching this later but not live, you're watching the number one live stream where you can guess ridiculously random things about professional running. Like how many likes an Instagram post has. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. Maybe you're having coffee as you're starting your day, because this is the Wednesday episode, but maybe you're watching this Thursday morning because you don't get a chance to watch live. I appreciate you guys too. So hopefully you guys are having a good day. If you are, put a coffee emoji in the comments and you're watching this on a Thursday morning, the day after, let me know. I'll make sure to go check and I'll give you an emoji back. It won't be another coffee. I'll give you another special emoji back. Everyone that comments coffee, you'll get a special emoji back for me. I don't know. I just want to say thanks to you guys. All right. Randon Lewis says, everyone here, don't forget to leave a like. That also helps too. Helps what? I'm not sure. I think it helps to let YouTube know that this is a place where people have fun, and it can kind of like push it to other people to see if they might be interested as well. This channel is monetized now, I believe. Although I don't remember if I thought I had mid-roll ads turned off on this, but starting November, YouTube is changing the way they do ads. So I don't know. Hopefully there won't be mid-roll ads on this, but there might be one before or after. So I guess if more people watch, it's a couple more cents for me. But really, I think if you do interact with it, you leave comments, you leave likes, it helps other people to find it. All right. Martha says, we're back to Tuesday game day, even if it's not Tuesday trivia. Yeah, I mean, we'll play a game. We'll try it. We'll see if it happens, Yeah, Runner Will says, happy hump day, everyone. Co, you are 1 pack away of running that Mont Blanc series. 1 pack away. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I mean, I like running, and I love running in the mountains over there in Chamonix. It's beautiful. Mark Peterson says, "Hey everyone, gonna enjoy my last day off for 4 weeks today. Then no days off until the taper for New York City." All right, man. Rest up, get some sleep. Well, I guess later on when you're not taking rest days, that's especially when you should be making sure you get sleep. But hopefully you're enjoying today too. Sean Devlin says, "Hey everyone, caught and passed a young dude running this morning, and he said, 'Running a tempo today?'" And I just said, "Nope." That's so funny. Yesterday I was going for an easy run, a recovery run, because I had the track session 2 days ago. And yesterday I'm running on the local bike paths around here, and I happened to be running in the Saucony Triumph 21 RFGs. Nice and easy day. I'm filming, and then all of a sudden I hear pip, pop, 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 the pitter patter of shoes behind me. And it was another guy about my age, blew my doors off, ran by me real fast in a pair of Kinvaras, old Kinvaras. I think they were Kinvara 11. No, 12s. I think they were Kinvara 12s. A couple of years old. But he was running fast. And I was like, oh, that guy must be running a tempo today. But on the way, he ran further out. I ran out. I ran back. And then by the time I was done, I did about 6.5 miles on the day. He finished about the same time I did. And he passed me twice on the way out and on the way back. So that's just as easy base. So yeah, I was the young dude in your story, Sean. I've been on the receiving end of that. Daniel Burton says Greeley, Colorado. And Daniel Burton, where is Greeley, Colorado? I'm not that good at my Colorado geography. And follow-up question, is Greeley, Colorado a part of Colorado where people wear cowboy hats, non-ironically? That's what I want to know. Eliza, whoa, what's this? She says, "Hi, Go Fam. She did hills today, and she chased 2 coyotes away from a bunny friend." What? That's wild. You know what? You know what else I saw? Speaking of Instagram, my friend Callie, California, on Instagram, she was posting a clip of her running through the desert, and there was all this like kind of like chirping going on in the background, and the caption was, this is what it sounds like when you're surrounded by coyotes. And so it looked like it was maybe like early morning or maybe the evening, and there was just like coyotes kind of like not barking but like chirping at each other, and she made it look like it was no big deal, and I'm just like, that seems like a big deal to me. I would be terrified. Although as long as they kept chirping back at each other, it was like ar, 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 like that kind of thing, not like barking or growling. It just sounded like they were feist, feeling, it sounded like a good mood, but still coyotes, I felt like if that stopped and it got quiet, then I would be concerned. But I guess as long as they were still making that noise, it'd be fine. But I don't know. I've seen a wild coyote before running. I saw one like along the lakefront in Chicago a couple of times. And it's always like kind of cool, but also very kind of scary. Especially if you had to chase them away from a bunny, they were in hunt mode, They would have been grumpy, I feel like. All right. AJ says, finally, a reasonably cool 74 degrees Fahrenheit for this morning's run. For my run, it rained, even though the weather forecast said it wasn't going to be raining. It rained, so I wore a rain jacket. And it was a really clammy temperature where it's like without the rain jacket, it would have been cold. With the rain jacket, it was hot. So it was just gross for me. But, I had a lot of fun running out in the rain. And Tony's here. Tony Macias says, finally hoping to catch a live stream today and been having to watch on delay mostly. Well, good to see you again, Tony. I heard you've been racing a little bit lately. And hopefully that race went well. Good to see you back in the chat. All right. Scroll down all the way. Let's see. All right. Daniel Burton says Greeley, Colorado is north of Denver, and yes, they wear cowboy hats here. Okay. That's funny. Looks like Dr. Josh is in the house. What up, fam? Dr. Josh, good to see you. And Richard Wilson says you're an Uber shoe geek. No exact model of a shoe running by. It was a very distinctive one. It was the black one with like the purple and green neon like stripes along the side. It was a very distinctive shoe. Like, for example, another shoe that I really wish someone would help me identify, but I have not been able to identify, is Mayor Pete Buttigieg did a triathlon. He did a half Ironman, a 70.3. That's a half, right? He did 70.3. And I can't figure out what the blue shoes he was wearing is, but he wore them on the bike because his bike didn't have clip-ins, and he wore them for the run as well. So, like, I can do it, but not all the time. And like yesterday, I was looking at something that it was Laura Thweet had a tweet. Laura Thweet had a reel that I guess I could ask her, but Laura Thweet posted a reel, and I was like, is she running Endorphin Pros or are those old Endorphin Speeds? I just couldn't tell. So I don't know. Sometimes I can do it right away. Sometimes I'm just like, shoes. I don't know. Killian O'Brien says, speaking of wildlife, I was bitten on the neck by a horsefly or something while setting out on this morning's run. Not amused. Ugh. Those are the worst because they can bite you through your shirt too. You know what I mean? Like those things, they're mean, they're vindictive, and they bite more than once. You know what I mean? I feel you. I've been there. And Dan Finn says, 19 days till Chicago, my first marathon. Holz is freaking excited. Well, I'm excited for you too. Let's do this one. Yeah. I'm excited. Tomorrow I'll be announcing one of the non-running events that I'm going to be doing. Although you can run at that event too. There's a running portion too, but I'll be announcing one of those. I'll be putting some details out tomorrow. So information is starting to come to be ready to talk about now. So that's kind of cool. All right. Juan Diego Zubilaga says, hi, Cal, catching up from Venezuela. I just bought the Super Blast over the Endorphin Speed 3. I've been using the Nimbus for daily training, and ASICs, they felt great. What do you think? I think that's great. That's awesome. The Endorphin Speed 3, I just made a reel including the Endorphin Speed 3. It's a fun shoe, but there's just something about it that doesn't agree with my foot strength or exacerbates some other physiological condition I have going. Maybe it's a Morton's neuroma. I don't think that's what it is, but that shoe just bothers me. Although it's very fun to run it. I wish I could run in it more. But I would pick the Super Blast over the Endorphin Speed 3 just because that shoe I know doesn't work for me. The Nimbus for daily training is a great idea. Helps you keep it nice and easy. So that should be fun. And then you could definitely use the Super Blast for some faster running as well. Morgan, the running guy, says Chicago will be my first world major and hopefully not the last. Awesome. Part of me like thinks that the world marathon majors, like the 6-star thing, is very silly and elitist. Part of me is like, it's just kind of fun though. It's just kind of fun. Dr. Josh says, I kind of want to go to Chicago just to go. FOMO. You should just come out, man. It's going to be a fun weekend. Everyone's going to be here. You should come out. Just hang out. That's what I'm doing for New York and CIM. Just going to hang out. And Boston, I'm not running. Boston, I'm just going to go to hang out, Juan Diego Zubilaga says, will you be running London 2024? Would be great to do a Kofuzi Run Club shakeout. That's the plan. Have I already been rejected from the lottery? I can't tell if I've been rejected from the lottery already. Did that already happen? I don't know. My plan is to find a way to do it. I really want to do London and Berlin in 2024. So that way, that'll be my 6 stars if I do them both in the same year. So that's kind of my goal. So one way or another, I'm going to try to find a way to get a bib for London, whether it's like tour groups, if that's still available. I don't know. Maybe you guys know. You got to let me know. Mark says, yeah, that's the one with the graph. Oh, that was the one with the graphic. Oh, was it? London was the one that was like, haha, you didn't get in. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, Mark is in the rejection email. Okay. Well, maybe I need to do a tour. Okay. So I'll have to do a tour or charity or something like that. We'll figure it out. Okay. All right. Should we play the game? Let's get to the game. So the name of the game is How Many Likes. I will show you an Instagram post by a professional runner because this is the How Many Likes Pro edition. So I'll show you an Instagram post by a pro runner. It's within the last day. I tried to at least wait for stuff that was a day old because there, in that first 24 hours, there's a big bump, right? So like depending on which hour it is, it could really vary the number. But to be a professional runner, probably someone that you guys know, and then you'll have to guess how many likes there is. Okay? Ready? Let's go to the first one. I think you guys all know this guy. We got, let's see, what's the best way to show this? I think this way. All right, got a picture of Eliud Kipchoge arriving in Berlin. It's a picture of just a dude at the airport with his luggage. It's a roller bag. By the way, I will point out that the video footage that I saw of Kipchoge leaving like customs and coming out into the airport, he was wearing a mask. So I think that he's probably wearing one on the flight. Just saying. I still wear my mask on the airplane. There wasn't a lot of people doing that. I didn't wear it in the airports, but I did wear it on the airplane. But Kipchoge's not wearing it in the airport, but he is wearing it on the plane. And how many likes do you think this had? Keep in mind, it's Eliud Kipchoge. He's coming back to Berlin. I think he's going for win number 5 here. So, Leona, the question is, how many likes on this? It's this post is about a day old, I think, or at least as of the time that I took this screenshot. Martha says, yes, I saw the mask. I knew you would have seen it, Martha. All right, let's see some of the early guesses. Let's go to those. Adam says, fail me in the game today. It's just a number. Just guess a number. That's why. Yeah. Calvin says, this is just random numbers. Exactly. All right. Brett Reed says it's 26.2 thousand likes. That's not even a number. Dr. Josh thinks 21,000. Martha thinks 150,000 likes. Calvin just number mashing, 53,762. And Mark Peterson says over 9,000 for sure. The correct answer is this had 28,952 likes. So I feel like if Brett guessed 26,200, that was the closest one. You know what I think is funny? Do you guys ever look at this? Like, it's who else also liked it? Because it'll tell you like whoever liked it -1, right? So like 28,952 and one other person liked it. The other person that liked it, Airborne Runner, that's Elkanah Kabet. So Elkanah Kabet and 28,952 people like this. And I guess technically this was on the NN Running Team's account, but I think it was a collab because it says NN Running Team at the top and Eliud Kipchoge. So there you go. Yeah, Brett said one too many zeros, but I'm going to give it to you, 26,200. Remember, there's no points and no prizes, but hopefully we're just having some fun. Okay. Let's get to the next one. This is my friend Fred Curley. He's in front of like a gray backdrop here, looking fresh, rocking the Onitsuka Tiger clothes. I'm not sure. He tagged it as Onitsuka Tiger, but I don't know if it's Onitsuka. There's Onitsuka and then there's Onitsuka Tiger. Onitsuka Tiger says Onitsuka Tiger all over it. Onitsuka is like extra higher level fashion and has no logos on it. And so I think this is actually Onitsuka. But although the shirt he's wearing and some other pictures that I saw did have an Onitsuka like right on the chest. And he's wearing Oakley glasses. So he's tagged Oakley, which is one of his sponsors. And he's also tagged Heuer, the watch company, who is also a sponsor for Fred. So Fred Curley. This was, I think, 2 days ago. How many likes do you think this has? Cobalt Blue thinks 10,500. Morgan the Running Guy thinks 56,000. John Dodgen says 100,000 likes. Ooh. And Calvin thinks 7,643. All right. The correct answer is this has 13,980 likes. And also Asics Paul. That's Lang Paul. Asics Paul likes that one as well. So remember we were talking the other day about there's New Balance Paul and there's Asics Paul. This is Asics Paul over here. But 13,980. Wait, let's come back. So a little bit more than Kipchoge at the airport. Fred Curley in a studio shot, glam shot. I think both of them are really nice photos. They work out really well. I do think though that like, who do you think has more? Let me look it up on my phone real quick. Who do you guys think has more followers? Eliud Kipchoge or Fred Curley? Ooh, that's a good question. All right. Fred Curley. Because I feel like sprinters, like I'm not in the sprinting world as much as I'm in the marathoning world, you know? So I feel like sprinters always have like a crazy amount of followers because you got all like the high school kids, all the sprint guys. All right. Mark Peterson thinks it's going to be Kipchoge, but not by a lot. All right. Well, Fred Curley. There we go. We got an ISO on me. Fred Curley has 1 million followers. Can you believe 1 million followers? That's wild. And then let's see how much Eliud Kipchoge has. 1 million followers. That's crazy. How many of you guys think Eliud Kipchoge has? How many followers do you think? Eliud Kipchoge has 2.3 million followers. What? What? That's wild. That's wild. So I guess if you think about it, Fred Curley's was performing, relatively speaking, like identically, I guess. So both of their posts were very successful, I'd say. Yeah. Isn't that wild? That's incredible. All right, let's get to another one here. This one is a screenshot from a reel from Tin Man Elite. So not a pros account, but a pro team account. And this is Reed Fisher and Connor White, I want to say. Going on a long run. Set to Foo Fighters. You know, they're working hard. I want to say this was like 2 or 3 days old by the time I got to it. How many likes do you think this one has? Let's look up the size of the. Does that help you guys if I look up the size of the accounts? Or for those of you guys listening in, it's 2 guys running on a road, presumably in Boulder. And there's a guy on a bike also in the shot, but he's kind of obscure. Well, at least in the way that he shot the real screenshot. But yeah, Tin Man Elite's, not shabby. They've got 90,000.9 followers. That's a lot of followers. So that's good. So how many likes do you think this has? Kurt says, gonna say 8,900. Paramount says like Asics Paul liked it and 3,500 others. And Lalapi thinks 8,700 likes. It ended up being 2,593 likes. Well, 2,593 plus Hartman IO liked it. So I feel like that one kind of underperformed. I'm surprised it didn't do better. And that one's been out for a couple of days, I think 2 days. So, because it was a good reel. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know who Hartman IO, but that's Drew Hartman. He works for, I don't know if he has another job too, but he's a very fast runner. I met him in LA, but then I see him all the time. I see him like in Boston, New York, Chicago, because he works for Tracksmith. So that's who that is too. So if you like something, and you got to be careful what you like on social media. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, because other people can see what you like. And so I get let me tell you this funny story. What's funny is so like I've been missing my dog, basically, is the story. And so on Instagram, I usually am an aggressive defender on my Instagram of things I don't like. So things that I don't like are anything where people are dancing, instant swipe, just swipe by. And then anything that looks like it was posted by an aggregator account, like if the description says DM us for accreditation or removal, like that kind of thing, or or anything where someone has typed the words on it and then there's a smaller video, anything like that, I block that account. So like I like block all that stuff. But I've been letting some puppy stuff into the feed, and a lot of times when I'm seeing like puppy or cat videos, you know who ends up liking it a lot of the time, and I think that's why it ends up in the feed. Plus, because I like puppies, but this is how it picks which puppy videos. It's because Nico Montana. It says liked by Nico Montañez and like 100,000 other people. So I don't know if hopefully I'm not embarrassing him, but I think Nico Montañez spends a lot of time looking at puppy videos on Instagram. Jennifer Herring says, I like puppy videos a lot. I like puppies a lot too. We had a conversation with the allergist because my daughter's allergic to dogs. We had the dog before we had my daughter, but so we were like, well, it's a bad idea if we get a dog. So she doesn't think it's a great idea, but we did some more testing. Every year she gets tested for how reactive she is to certain allergens and stuff like that. So maybe we'll see. Martha says, "Co, I've seen how many animal videos you like, which I like, and you need a dog." So that's so funny that I'm trying to call out Nico Montañez for how many dog videos that he likes, and Martha's calling me out. That's so funny. That's hilarious. So funny. All right. Shannon says, where did that go? Everything that gets pushed my way are posts that Kofuzi and others like. I spend a lot of time on Instagram. Guys, it's a problem. I've been trying to work on it. It's hard to do when I'm traveling because usually when I'm traveling, I need to get stuff up fast. But what I've been doing is I've just been deleting Instagram. And then every time I want to look at it, I just re-download it. It takes long enough of a time where half the time I'm like, that's too annoying. But if I'm in a frequent posting mode, like when I was in Budapest, when I was in Chamonix, like I can't keep waiting all that time. I got to be posting more frequently. But I go there. I think that I'm working, and then minutes later, I'm looking at dog videos. So, Super 100 says, I would be okay being outed as someone who watches puppy videos. All right. Let's get to the next one. This I think will be really interesting. Let's check this one out. All right. You're Ed Goose. This is actually, I think, 3 days old because hopefully after a successful pre-classic Diamond League final, he's taking some time off. But after he broke the American record in the mile, all smiles. How many likes there? And there's multiple photos in this. So there's 4 photos in this, I think. So how many likes do you think that this entire post had? For reference, Yared Nagoose, how many followers does he have? He probably picked up a bunch like in this last year. Oh, I think that's going to be the hardest trivia question of all, is how many followers does Yared Nagoose have? He's Yared the Goose. By the way, I saw him in the hotel in Budapest, my hotel in Budapest. He was like over by the elevators, and I wanted to go and get a selfie and be like and talk to him, but I'm like, you're like in a hotel. That'd be kind of weird and creepy. But anyway, that's the closest I got to him all weekend. But he has 27.7 thousand followers. So I mean, he hasn't been doing it that long. He's got 54 posts, but yeah, underrated on the Instagram, I guess. Let's see. Luis Becerra thinks that this photo that he did, or these photos from when he broke the American record, got 700,000 likes. I think that would be a lot, especially for a 27.7 thousand follower account. I just think that'd be a lot. Mana Runs thinks 38,000. I don't remember the numbers, but that's kind of sounds more like where I think it is. Shannon says 16,000 followers. He barely did IG until like 6 months ago. That sounds about right. which is weird because you would think he's a young person, right? So I'm like, he didn't like grow up doing it, I guess. CR says 13,456. The correct answer is has 16,000. Actually, I was really close. 16,274 likes. I feel like that's a lot of likes, but I feel like maybe that'll gain a little bit more traction in the next couple of days. Calvin says that some dude on Instagram posted about Yared saying he hasn't done anything because he didn't win Worlds, while the dude was a D3 track runner, and I had to put my phone down. Yeah. Kurt says Kurt had guessed 16,000. That's true. You guessed 16,000. You're almost exactly right. That's incredible. And look who liked this one. Do you guys see it? Shannon liked this one. Liked by 16,274 people and Shannon. Louise says, liked by Shannon. You could see it too. All right. I think this is the last one that I have. This one I think is going to be interesting for you guys. Allison Felix, she I don't know if she launched it, but she announced her next shoe. I don't know how to say the name of this brand, I'm afraid. But Seish, is it Seish? The Seish Runner, a daily training shoe designed for women. There is no men's version. Allison Felix, how many? Allison Felix. I always forget if it's 1L or 2. Allison Felix has 1.1 million followers. How many likes do you think her collab with herself and Biseish? God, I think this is like maybe a 3-day-old post, something like that. Mark says it's gonna be 99,000. Liza says 120,000. Kurt says, going back to the last one, Yared is now Shan famous. That's funny. Martha says 1492. Frank says 70,000. Frank always has a 5723 mixture in his guess, but he's guessing 70.5. Lena says 88,000. Adam guessing 876,309. The correct answer is it's only 5,698. And my friend Nadia, Fuel with Nader, she's a dietitian. That's why her Instagram account says Fuel With. But yeah, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised by that. That doesn't have more likes. I'm sure it got viewed a ton, but it kind of also reminds me of something that when I interviewed Laura Green over on Relay. She's like, she always tries to set expectations for when she works with brands when she's doing like sponsored reels, because people know when it's an ad. You have to tell people that it's an ad, and ads never do as well. So there you go. Let me see some of her other stuff. If other like non ad type of stuff does well. Some of the stuff I feel like she's not I don't know if there's something that you can turn off that makes it so that you can't see how many people liked it, because there's some of them here. Like look at this one, which just says that it's liked by others. The other person that liked it was Kara Goucher, but Allison Felix just having a picture of herself with her kid, and it just says liked by Kara Goucher and others. Sometimes when you click on it, you could see how many other people liked it, but I can't count that, and I don't even know if that's everyone or if it just stops after a while. But I don't know if that's a setting that you can turn on or off, like hide likes, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that was a surprise to me. I thought it would be more than that. That's all the ones that I got for today, guys. Is that a fun game? Do we like that one? Is that one that we should repeat? Should we do it with like Instagram version or a YouTuber's version? I don't know. Let me know. You guys let me know in the chat if this is a game worth repeating. I had kind of fun about it just because like it was a nice pretext to like just talk more about the athletes and then also who else is liking it. That for me was the most entertaining part. Daniel Burton says very fun. All right. C-Town fan says, I don't know. Nah, maybe not. Okay. CR says thumbs up. And Eliza says, I thought it was fun and easier than guessing shoes. All right. So maybe this is one that we'll try it again. We'll try it again. Maybe it'll be more fun with some other people we know. Yeah. All right. Miles Cameron says, going to run my first marathon in 35 years in Chicago. Wow. Have already 70 miles on my Alpha Fly shoes. Do I need to buy a new pair or do you think they'll still be good for the marathon? I think you're going to be fine. 70 miles. I'm comfortable. I'd be comfortable up to like 125 miles on a pair of like Alpha Fly, Vaporfly, other like super shoes. Racing up to like 150 is kind of my general rule, is where I think that the shoes are still going to be really great, like racing caliber pop. And then these days, it's not 2019 anymore. So I feel like the super shoes still have a good 50 to 75 miles, maybe even 100 miles after that of being a workout shoe. That'll be really fun to run in. So there's plenty of life left in those, depending on like, well, we got like 2 weeks. You're probably not going to do too many big workouts between now and Chicago. You should be maybe this is your peak week. So even if you get to like 85, 90 miles on them before Chicago Marathon, I think you'll still be fine. And Shannon says, so I agree with you on this one. She likes this game. How many likes? Because it ties to current running events. I like that. That's good. Adam says, this is a strange game. The only willing move is not to play. Oh, that's funny. All right. Martin says, I need an emergency writer strike budget cushion daily trainer. Triumph 20. That could be a good one. And then also, I don't know if it's still going to be available, but Joe's New Balance outlet, which has become like, I've actually never bought anything from Joe's New Balance outlet, but has provided so many good deals to everyone here. That's becoming like my favorite online retailer right now. They had the SC Trainer version 1 for like half off. So that's another one that I would look at. It's a very cushioned daily trainer. Some people don't like it more as a race shoe than a daily trainer. I liked it as a daily trainer. So that could be another one to look at. I was going to say the Deviate Nitro 2, but that's not really a cushion daily. And it seems to be no longer on sale for men. There's still some women's pairs that are on sale. So yeah, but I would look. Triumph 20 is a good place to look. I would also look for anyone know pricing? I mean, maybe can someone look up on New Balance, Joe's New Balance outlet, I think Mark Peterson's the one that put me on to Joe's New Balance outlet. It sounds fake, but I love the name Joe's New Balance outlet. But the 1080 version 12 must be on sale by now, right? I feel like that'd be a great one to pick up because the new one's coming out October 13th, so less than a month. So I'm guessing number 12 is on sale. Oh, Calvin says, yeah, it was more version 4s that I was talking about. Yeah, that's a max cushion shoe, but those are sold out now. Oh, bummer. But maybe there's some 1080s. Hopefully we can find that. Someone mentioned earlier that Running Warehouse has a big discount on Saucony shoes. So maybe that's why you're looking at the Sauconys. And Video says GSW is doing Saucony discounts. People getting shoes for like $40 to $70. Amazing. And Mark Peterson says, I think it was SJD is where I heard about it. Oh, Seth. Has anyone interviewed Seth? Has anyone heard from him? Has he talked at all about his last week of racing? C-Town fans, he says he's back. Did he make a video? Oh, I'm gonna have to tune in. Calvin says that 1080 is not on Joe's, but the 880 is. 880 is going to be a good one. That's more in the workhorse, so it's not a cushion daily trainer. It's more of a firm daily trainer, but that shoe will last you forever. you know. Mm. Oh, Adam says, oh, his saying the only way to win is to not play. That's a War Games reference. Not even someone as old. No one got it. Not even someone as old as Eric. Oh man, that's the movie with Matthew Broderick in it, right? And he launches the missiles from like a nuclear sub from his bedroom. Hmm. All right. Let's see. AJ says that Seth is tweeting, but nothing else. And video says my friend said Seth was filming content at Spike's Peak. Maybe he just wanted to make some videos for his home videos for himself. Either whatever he's doing, I hope he's having fun. You know, I'm hoping he's having a good time. Let's see. Calvin says my favorite Seth content is his race or more like pre-race vlogs. So eagerly waiting for PPM. What's PPM? You're gonna have to explain that to me. I don't know what that is. And Richard Wilton says, I wonder if SJD is going for the OTQ at CIM. That has always been my secret, pure speculation because I haven't talked to him in a while. So I saw him in Boston. He was cheering for me. I gave him a wave. It was good to see him on the course. But I never had a chance to catch up with him over the weekend. But that was the last time I've heard from him in April. Roberto Lafarga says, Heiko, would you recommend alternating between different gels during the marathon? I had goose for my last long run and ended up with disgust. LOL. Well, I feel like that's I think that's a reasonable reaction to goose. Although I do like the Roctane, and then there was like a mocha one that I used to really like, or an espresso one that I used to really like. But I don't think that from a nutritional standpoint, I don't think that it matters, except for the fact that like if you can't eat it, it's not useful. So like I used to mix up gels because I just wanted different flavors to be eating. I didn't want to eat the same flavor 6 times. And then I was just like, but I really like Martins. So I just have 6 Martins. And then the last couple of races, I have not been able to get myself to eat the last Martin or 2. And so for my next races, I think I'm going to start switching over to Science and Sport because I use that all the time. Use it pretty much every day. I carry one every day. I don't always eat one every day, but I kind of always have that on hand. And I think I'm just start racing with it because it's just been working with me and I eat it so regularly. So, yeah. All right, we got a couple of things here. Leone said, and then I'm gonna get going because I'm gonna go pick it up, and I'll tell you guys what it is. I ordered a pair of Primex because I know Adidas said that they were gonna send me some, but I think they forgot. So I ordered my own pair. It's an expensive decision because it's $300, but it arrived today, and I have a workout schedule for tomorrow, and I can easily turn it into a long run workout. It doesn't make a ton of sense because I did a track workout my last session, but we'll do it because I really want to run the Primex 2. So I'm going to go get that. So I'll answer some of these questions, and then I'm going to go. Leonie says, I'm an endurance cyclist, so also got some craft CTM Ultra. However, I ended up competing in the short distance events. Any advice on a racing shoe? I'm assuming you mean like road running. So like if you're doing short distance road running, I don't know that the craft shoes are it. If you're doing more like kind of like runnable trails, then the craft shoes make a little bit more sense. But I don't know that I would race in a lot of them for short distance. My favorite short distance running shoe, like 5K, 10K roads, is the Adazero Takumi Sen 9, 8 if you can find it, but I don't think there's a lot available anymore. But the 9, sometimes right now it seems to be not on sale at all, so you're looking at full 180. but it had been on sale for as low as 108, which I just feel like, did someone like miskey something because they just transposed the numbers? I don't know, but it was on sale for a while. But I think they've pushed through all those old colors and now there's only new colors available. But that is my favorite one. I love racing and running fast in that one. Another shoe that's really nice for running short distances is this one up here, the Topo Cyclone 2. That's a really nice one. Very underrated. I think it's 165. I don't remember how much that one is. That's another one that's also really fun to run short, fast distances in. And then some of the carbon fiber plate ones, I think the lighter, more aggressive ones might also work well for you too. So like Metaspeed Sky Plus, that for me, that goes 5K to marathon because it's very lightweight. This Solomon S Lab too, that's a little expensive, $275, but that's also been really fun for me to be able to run in. And I feel like could take a big variety of distances. But yeah, those are some that I like. But I think probably, I'm guessing you're still also doing a lot of other sports as well. So you need something a little bit more versatile. That Takumi Sen 9 that's down here, I think you'll be able to use for a lot of different stuff. Same with that Topo Cyclone too. Kurt says, "Co, any motivation videos coming from you? I do love those reflective ones that you do from time to time. Outside of those, it's the Runner's Weekend ones. Yeah." I usually like to do one before Chicago. But it's hard because like I'm not really training for Chicago this year. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe they'll do one as I get ready for Houston because that'll be my next kind of like fast race. And then I think my next fast race after that will be London if I can get in. I gotta find a way to get a bib. So maybe I'll make one for London. But that'll be hard to make one for because it's like I haven't been to London in like 20 something years. Not that I need to have London footage to make a motivational marathon training video, but we'll see. I don't know. I feel like one kind of like side effect of short form videos is the shorter videos and the motivational videos that I used to make are kind of fall in that, are the main one that fall in that category, have kind of become harder to make. I don't want to make a 60-second motivational video. I've made some. They're okay. They're fun enough. But it's harder to tell the story in 60 seconds. I need 120 seconds, I guess. Which I guess I can still do as a reel, but it's just not as, I don't know. It's been harder for me to make. Michael Haney says, Tracksmith gift bag for Berlin is a CLA Tracksmith hat and a banana. Serious runner would love it. But is there a bag too, like a tote? I like the totes. I use the totes all the time. Because now I'm like, I have to drive everywhere in the suburbs. So like I need to I'm carrying like a beverage to drink in the car. And then usually if I'm going like driving to the gym or driving to run, then I want to have a beverage for after the run. And then usually I also want to have a snack. And then I got my GoPro and then my earbud, So I just have stuff now. I don't just like leave my house anymore. So I've been using totes all the time. You would think that when I had to walk everywhere in the city that I would use totes more, but I use them more now in the car just because I don't want to like hold everything as I'm coming to and from the car. Yeah, that's annoying. C10 Van says, Mike, any advice for getting in a running rut? I think you mean out of a running rut. I'm going to assume you meant out of a running rut. Because I think we all know how to get in a running rut. I would say the easy way is to buy a bunch of new stuff. Buy a couple of books that you've been meaning to read and listen to that on your run. If that's of interest to you, maybe subscribe to a different like music service so you can listen to stuff without ads if that's something that's interesting to you, or new earbuds to change up the sounds that you're normally hearing. So I'd just say like just change up some stuff. The other thing that you can also do is now might be if you're in a running rut, now might be a good time, as long as you're not like I'm in a running rut and my race is in 4 weeks. that's a different question. I'm assuming if you're just like in a rut, I'd say, this is a good time to do some cross training, some other stuff that you've been meaning to do that you've never done, if that's the case for you. I have many things that are like that. So like maybe swim once a week, if that's an option that's available to you. Do some weight training, spend a day a week on the stair climber, work on some different muscle activation, or, or on the bike or on the elliptical, something like that. Mix it up, and work on feeling sore again, that sore in a good way kind of thing. Work on that. Work on developing the endorphins in a slightly different way. That can be another way to do it too. All right. Let's do this last one. Kevin Deliva Palechny says, I'm running into this year for my 4th marathon. Loved your video from a few years back. Seems like a straightforward course, but any hot tips? I have a couple of things that still stick out to me, even though I ran the course once many years ago. And assuming that they haven't resolved these things, here's some things that jump out at me. One, the corral situation was a mess. Like there's no like people like you get seeded into corrals, but the year that I did it, there weren't any people like saying like, oh no, excuse me, you're a corral B, that's that way, this is corral A. There wasn't any of that. And so the half marathon and the marathon leave at the same time. And so the half marathon people would just come in and they would see like a 3-hour pace group and say, ooh, I'm running my half marathon in 3 hours, and stand right underneath the pace card. But that's the 3-hour marathon pace group. You know what I mean? So like at the start, people are going all sorts of different speeds. So like get there a little early so you can get towards the front of where you want to be. And then the first handful of miles, it's pretty dark when the race starts. And the roads are really tight. So just be aware of that. Watch your feet, watch where you're stepping. Sometimes there'll be like a little concrete median just out of nowhere. And so like a couple people fell the year that I did that. And so get out there early. I'm not saying run fast at the beginning. It's not a cross country race, but get there early, find some space, and then make sure you're watching where your feet go. So there's some things that would really jump out at me. All right. I think that's going to be a good place to end it. Hopefully you have a good race in Indianapolis. Make sure to come back and let us know how you did. Tomorrow, hopefully I'll have that Coros Pace 3 video done. I don't love making watch videos, but I'm going to do it. Hopefully it's useful to some people. I'm trying to keep my focus on it very narrow. So we'll see if I don't, hopefully. If I'm upset with it, it's a 20-minute video. If I'm happy with it, it's because I was able to keep it under 10 minutes. So we'll see where it ends up tomorrow. And then we'll do another live stream. Same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I see you then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.